Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things, Monday through Friday at noon, 12 o'clock, lunchtime fun, and I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today is Wednesday, July 2nd, and we're getting ready for 4th of July weekend. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. My old good friend, Richie Mancini. Remember the great Cafe Clemenza? Who doesn't remember that? Probably one of the best restaurants ever in the suburbs of Chicago, back in Hoffman Estates, where I actually started. It's a great restaurant. But now he's been for many years. He's had other restaurants as well. And he's doing private catering for families and celebrities and movies. And now he's coming up with a special dog food, homemade dog food, all natural dog food and treats. And we're going to have Richie on in the second half of the show, folks. First, check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, all our men and women in the military. Thank you, our veterans, for fighting for our country and making it great again. We got a great show lined up today. It's showtime. Let's Ho, everybody, Ocean's Pit. It's a great day. I hope you guys have. It's beautiful. Right around the corner, 4th of July weekend is this weekend. I hope you guys are going out with your family and friends, and just be safe, whatever you're doing. But whatever you do, get out of the house. Go somewhere. Go park, go camping, go fishing, go golfing, do whatever you do. Barbecues. Get out of the house. It's important. We're going to have a great show lined up for you guys today. Remember, folks, we're coming to you live Monday through Friday at noon on all 5 different social media outlets. First of all, you can see us on the Ocean's Pit Facebook page, on the Mo Carraro Facebook page, on the Tony Ocean Show Facebook page. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube, and we're on Twitter. X is what they call it now. So great. Let's get to our main sponsors, folks. The one and only Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Norridge, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, Mesa, Arizona, and 2 brand new stores, Fox River Grove, Illinois, and Richmond, Illinois. That's the JRC Ace Hardware stores. And here's some of the specials they got going on. Save 20% off any select Craftsman power tools, or buy a 2-pack of select Milwaukee M18 batteries and receive a select M18 tool for free. It's a $249 value. That's right, folks. And don't forget, looking to spice up your grill this year, folks? That's right. They got spices and rubs and sauces and flavor to your barbecue feast. Trending right now is a TikTok Meat Church. Trangier and Danny O's. They have them all covered. And get that lawnmower tuned up if you haven't done it already, folks. Starts at $105 plus parts. They're your neighborhood powerhouse. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. And guys, don't forget to mention to grill your ace off and get a special deal every time you mention grill your ace off and Ocean's Pit. It's our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Richie Mancini, my good friend, will be joining us after the weather. And first of all, let's thank everybody that showed up yesterday to Kenosha's concert in the park. They do a big thing called Steins and Stogies. And I was surprised. It's in the park. It was beautiful. Of course, it was hot. So it was Ocean's Rat Pack hitting the stage, full crowd, full house. It was beautiful. The park was kind of cool. They had something where you rent the Stein and you keep going back up for $5. You rent the Stein and you keep going up and get your beers. Pretty cool deal. Then you return to Stein at the end. And then I was surprised there was a lot of cigar smokers. They did sell cigars there, but a lot of people bought their own cigars and they all sat around and watched the show. And thank you. Great job for Mr. Elliot Winbush as Sammy, Bill Saratella as Frank Sinatra, yours truly as Dean Martin, and Tony Double T, Tony Toto. We got to the stage, folks. There was an air conditioner on the stage. The back behind us was a full-blown air conditioner blowing out cold air. Plus, we had our fans as well. Mind you, when we're doing Oceans Rat Pack, we are in tuxedos, folks. But the crowd was great. We want to thank Cousin Tommy and his crew for coming out. Kim Peterson LaFew, a great singer in Chicago, of course, and the Golden Girls. And we had Bill's family there, Shelby and Dean and Karen. So it was a lot of fun. It was a great event. So thank you guys all. Now, Thursday, we're going to keep the party going. We'll be at Zaza's in Lake Barrington, Massimo's place, an incredible place. Been there for a long time, we have. I'll be there with the Professor Daryl Armenstein. Now, Friday, 9 o'clock in the morning, we hit the Elmwood Park 4th of July parade. We'll be on a float, and tomorrow I'll post the actual float number, and that's going to be in the morning. At night, I have a private affair in Delavan, and then Saturday, another private affair at the Grand Geneva Hotel Resort in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And then I'm going camping Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, little camping and fishing in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, which is about an hour past Lake Geneva. So it's going to be a great 4th of July weekend. And hey, now tomorrow's Thursday, Toxic Thursday with Carol Brandolino will be joining us again on Thursday. Friday will be off. 4th of July, there will be no Ocean Spit, day of rest because I'll be really busy running around. So what things to talk about today, folks? Oh, boy. First of all, Ron Woodbridge, one of the original singers in the band The Searchers from the 60s, Needles and Pins, passed away at the age of 84 years old. And they just did their last concert. Searchers never broke up. They were great. They even in the 80s, they came out with 2 pop records, Hearts in Your Eyes and Almost Saturday Night, and it was Pop Melodies. Love Melodies was the name of the record. They did their last concert in England as a send-off. But The Searchers, one of the great British invasion bands. But Robert, like I said, Ron Woodbridge has passed away at the age of 84 years old. Our condolences, of course, to the Searchers family. Let's see who's watching here today, folks. Some people there. Let's go all the way to the top. All right, look at this. Vince Ramundi, what's up, my brother? Carol's watching there. Gina has 7 dogs. Whoo, she's going to need some more food. And we're going to get Richie to talk about his food. Now, what he does is food, he takes his fresh food, chicken, beef, pork, salmon, and mixes it all good, and you can put it in with their regular dry food. And he has treats too, and it's all homemade. So it's very, we'll talk to Richie in the second part of the hour. Emo from Florida is watching. I only had about bad Facebook. They tell you are 4 minutes late. Oh, so that's all right, Emo. As long as you're here, that's all that matters. Ken Radar is in the house. Kathy Apolito from California. Dave Antonelli, man, give my prayers to your dad, brother. Hope he's doing better. Julie Jewel on the side. How you doing, honey? Yeah, we love Oconomowoc. My buddy George used to live there. That's why I first found it. So we're going over there and we'll have some fun. Double T, Tony Toto. Great job, Lilia Marie. Welcome to Ocean Spit, guys. So much to talk about, folks. This happened in France. Music festivals, especially during the summer, they're all everywhere. And everybody goes to these concerts. And there's so many people. And you got to watch yourself out sometimes, folks, because there's a lot of crackpots in this world, and we know that already. But this happened in France. 100 women were pricked with syringe effect. Were getting pricked, and about 70 of those 100 women were starting to feel numb, and it was hard for them to breathe, breaking out in hives. Some guy was doing this, or some people were doing this, pricking people, mostly women, with a syringe, walking past somebody when a crowd bumping it is. And these people are sick. And you know what? There's a lot of sickos in this world, folks. Just crazy. I gotta just watch your surroundings, man. Just gotta watch your surroundings, as bad as it is. Elon Musk, whether you love him or not, turned 54 years old. I like Elon Musk. I think he's great for the future. And he's just launched a brand new, get this, folks, a Tesla robot taxi. And they are in Austin, Texas right now. I don't know if Mara's watching from Texas. But anyway, $4.20 a flat fee. And this robot taxi will pick you up and bring you where you have to go. It's the Jetsons, folks. The future is right. I mean, come on. We know it's there. We see it happening. But this, nobody's driving. I'm still a little afraid. Look, it's bad enough when there's people driving in cars, let alone a robot doing it and starting it off in Texas, $4.20 from one spot to the other. It should be kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm ready yet. And also, he's got these new glasses. They're called the Nutralink glasses to help blind people to see. They're black. They look like sunglasses. And they're making something now. I mean, it's amazing what technology can do. And if these glasses can put on and blind people can see, wow, what a breakthrough. And of course, Elon Musk behind it all, and more power to him. I love him, man. I think he's fantastic. For you Chicago Cub fans, we don't talk much about the Cubs. I'm not much of a Cub fan. You know, I'm a diehard Yankee fan when it comes to baseball. But you know what? There's one guy here named Ian Happ, or Harp, H-A-P-P, Happ it would be. And he gets his regular salary, of course, but he gets a bonus. He got a bonus for $25 million was a bonus, folks. And you know what he did with his bonus for $25 million? He donated to the homeless shelters, $25 million to a bunch of different homeless shelters to help the homeless. Now, see what I mean? That's pretty cool. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that do it too. A lot of people don't mention it, don't want to go public with it. But kudos to Ian Happ from the Chicago Cubs. $25 million giving it to the homeless shelters, which is fantastic. Daryl Armanstad, see you Thursday, my friend. Emo, you have 200 shares of Tesla. Okay, there you go. Well, would you have a robot pick you up in Florida and drive you somewhere? I don't know. I'm still a little leery about the robots, folks. Just me. We're talking about a place called Village Tavern. Now, there's a lot of them. There's Village Pub, Village Tavern in North Riverside, Village Pub in Schaumburg. This one here, Village Tavern, is in Long Grove. It's been there forever. It's probably the longest one, the longest running taverns in Illinois. It opened in 1847. I've been there twice, once or twice. If I do remember, it was very, very crowded, actually too crowded. Not a place that I'd have to go back to because it was literally too many people in that particular restaurant. But you got to go out there. The food is great, and you got to support a local establishment that's been around since 1847. And you got to love that. Mary Grievous is in the house. Hello, Mary, and my butt Kathy. How are you doing? And speaking of Mary, since she's here, let's get right to her. Real estate at its finest. Don't just call her when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact her when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent, Mary Grievous at mgrievousstarkre.com. Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate is available to assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. That's right. You give her a call at 630-688-1725, and she'll help you with all your real estate needs. And, of course, if you're going to talk to Mary about real estate, you got to talk about Mary. Anyway, with NTD Vacations. She runs that along with Richie from Seventh Heaven. And you know what that means? Mary, Richie, Seventh Heaven. That means Chicago Music Cruise. That's right. And we'll be on it again. This will be my third cruise with Seventh Heaven, folks. And you guys can join this one as well. Now, it's going to happen January 17th to January 25th, 2026. The MSC World America, a brand new ship owned by an Italian family. We can't wait to go on again. Tony Ocean and the Main Event Band, and of course, Seventh Heaven. That's their cruise. They've been doing it for years. 7-night Western cruise, folks. Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, Ocean Cay, which is a private island owned by World America. It's a new ship, folks. We're not doing Royal Caribbean this time. We're going to try this ship here. You know, mix it around, try it. Go to ChicagoMusicCruise.com, put in Tony Ocean, or pick up the phone. Call Mary at 630-688-1725 and say, hey, I want to go on the Ocean with Ocean, and join us on the Chicago Music Cruise 2026. All right. Did you ever notice on TV? Now, there's commercials for everything. right? All Mexican restaurant, Italian, right? All different restaurants, different products, diapers, pills, rubbers, whatever. They have commercials for everything. There's one commercial I have never seen. And can somebody tell me if they've ever, now we're going back to everybody watching the show right now. Thank you. There's Mary Grievous Cruz. Put the link right there. And also the link for her real estate and a link for the cruise. Thank you, Mary. Anybody watching right now or when you're watching later today, I don't know. Have you ever seen a commercial for a Chinese restaurant? Never. Never. The only thing I've ever seen, Le Choi makes Chinese food, right? And then, secret recipe, whatever. But nothing about a restaurant. Never. I've never seen a Chinese restaurant commercial. Have you ever seen a Chinese restaurant commercial? I never have. If you have, please. I mean, they had the commercial for the products. Le Choi makes Chinese food, American, whatever, right? And then, ancient Chinese secret, but it had nothing to do with an actual restaurant. There's never no commercials for a Chinese restaurant. Danny Nozak, happy Wednesday. You got it, pal. And emo, yeah, right. Never emo, right. I've been in Florida. They don't have them. Never have them. I don't know. What the hell? What are we going to do? Are you ready for the 4th of July? Now, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of concerts, a lot of stuff in the park. Also, NASCAR racing is back at Grant Park July 5th and July 6th. I've never been to that. I have no intention of ever going to that, especially have to go into the city of Chicago, which I won't go unless I'm working. But they haven't. And it's been successful. I don't know how many years they've been doing. I think they've been doing it since 2020, if I'm correct. Best Chinese, Downers Grove Wasabi. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of great Chinese restaurants. But like I said, I've never seen a commercial about Chinese food. So that's just me. All right. Also, our prayers go out to the 7 dogs that died. We were speaking of dogs. We're talking about dogs today. These 7 dogs were being transported to their homes and shelter, and the van caught on fire and unfortunately killed all 7 dogs. A horrible, horrible accident. God, it just kills me when I hear about pets passing away, or when some assholes out there do anything to pets. There's so many crazy stories out there, but our prayers go out to that. All right. New York City. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Any ideas you have? Someone in New York, you can make it there. Baseball team, the Yankees. You got the Mets. You got the New York Knicks. And so much great stuff. Little Italy and Broadway and everything like that. It's a beautiful city. I love it there. St. Gennaro Fest and all that great stuff. But their political things are a little screwed up over there. 24 years after 9/11, did you see the brand new mayor now of New York? Zohran Mamdani. He's the new mayor of New York City, folks. He's a Muslim, defends terror, hates Israel. How does this happen? This is like 24 years after 9/11, and they put this guy in charge of New York City. It's insane. Good point. There is no Greek restaurant commercials either. There you go. I never realized that either. Joanne Lulo, how you doing, hon? I hope you're doing well. So no Chinese food restaurants on commercials and no Greek restaurant commercials. Good point. But this guy in New York City, this is only 24 years after 9/11. I mean, come on. And they put this guy as the mayor of New York City. I have friends in New York. I don't even know how they're dealing with this. And I know they're not happy with it. Some of them that I did talk to already. Just absolutely crazy, folks. Absolutely crazy. Today we're talking about dogs and dog food. What about regular food? Beef sandwiches. We can name so many beef sandwiches places. Portillo's, Al's, Bona Beef. I mean, there's so many. According to WGN, folks, the best beef sandwich, I guess they did the poll for 2025, is Duke's Drive-In, Duke's Beef's Drive-In in Mokina, Illinois, wins for the best beef in Illinois, according to WGN. Now, they do one every year, mind you, and it changes every year, but everybody has their special Johnny's beef or, Al's. I like Al's, and I like Portillo's if I had to. But Duke's, I've never been there in Mokina. Congratulations to Duke's. Best beef sandwich, according to WGN. Greek goats and Chinese cats. There you go. You won't find any goats near the Greek restaurants anywhere, folks, and you won't find any cats near a Chinese restaurant. So you got to watch out what you're eating in some of these places. Great topic, Dave. Yes, and we'll have one of the best. My good buddy Rich Mancini will be joining us about 12:35 right after the J. Ace Hardware weather. Sammy, he's not the mayor yet. He won the primary. Okay, he's not the mayor. Thank you, Sam. But if this guy can win, Sam, isn't this crazy? It's just crazy. And you know what? And I love New York, and it's politically it's screwed up, just like here in Illinois. We know that. But thank you, Sam, for clarifying that. Ronnie B. Elvis, what's up, buddy? Sung King Wong. There you go. Okay, so we're learning a lot of good stuff today. P. Diddy. I would think, since after the whole Epstein thing, and, they put him in jail, and, of course, supposedly he committed suicide. Well, come on. We know somebody killed this piece of garbage. Nothing has been found out. Nobody went to jail. Nobody got thrown to the dogs. I mean, it's just crazy. Now, P. Diddy right now, I think they dropped the kidnap charging on the arson and trafficking, whatever. 2 counts were dropped by the prosecution. I think eventually he's going to go to jail, but it just goes to show you, folks, when you have money, when there is money, it's amazing how some of these people can walk free. And very crazy. Cuomo running as independent in November. Well, I'd rather have Mario Cuomo better than this guy, Sam, just between me and you. But P. Diddy, I don't know what your thoughts are, and I know the trial's still going on, and I don't know, they found machine guns and how much baby oil and all this crap they found, and this guy's a whack job, and it seems like a lot of celebrities are in this whack job thing. What's a good dog food by Bread? Went back to Pedigree Dog Food. Well, we're going to talk to Richie Mancini coming. He's going to tell us of good stuff. Guilty for prostitution. Okay, well, there you go. Ooh, boy. There's a slap on the wrist for prostitution. Jerry Jams, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Wait, no Polish restaurant TV commercials either. Thank you, Lillian. Good point. Dave, he may get 30 years. Right now, they dropped the 2 that was dropped. I hope he gets more than 30 years. I hope he gets life imprisonment. This piece of garbage. Money or blackmail. There you go. Good point, because Epstein, good point, Carol, because a lot of people, Epstein probably had so much shit on politicians and celebrities and the royal hoi polloi in the UK that, you're absolutely right. I was hoping that list would come out, but it can't come out because I think this world will collapse if Epstein's list came out and people, the everyday working hard people, found out who's are on this list. We'd be like mind-boggling. I mean, we have our speculations. People think certain people were on and some people were and some people weren't. Some people went to the P. Diddy parties, but when they went to the second floor or the third floor, a lot of the people didn't attend that. Some just went to the parties. Like a lot of people went to Epstein's Island the first time to see what it's about and then found out the crazy shit that was going on. Most of them, or I don't know, but a lot of people said, hell with this. I seen the island, I'm done. Or they took part of all that crazy shit that's going on over there. I don't count Olive Garden as an Italian restaurant. No, Olive Garden is not an Italian restaurant. Anyway, let's get to one more sponsor, folks, because in a couple more minutes, my buddy Richie Mancini will be joining us here on Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Now, we got a busy, I already told you about the busy week coming up. So let's get to my good buddy, Cousin Tommy. It was great seeing Tommy yesterday and his buddies coming up there on their motorcycles all the way up to Kenosha. And if you're looking for maintenance, landscaping at its finest, taking care of that backyard, your front lawn, whatever you need. We're talking about Jack Vena Landscaping. Get your spring cleanups scheduled, mulching, fertilizing, weed control, also plant design service and installation. They've been servicing the Northern Illinois for over 50 years. Servicing Northern Illinois for over 50 years. That's Jack Vena Landscaping. Give Tommy a call at 847-432-5266 and tell him Tony O sent ya. Absolutely, folks, it is. If you guys go to Disney, and we talk about Disney a lot on this show, all the crackpots that are going on in that place and how expensive it is. But then there's a lot of people that are very loyal to it and love it and have great memories when they go there. So it's a catch-22, I guess. If you're into it and you enjoy it, it's good for the kids. But then I was talking yesterday, me and Carol were talking about this underground cave that led to the bathrooms, the kids' bathrooms. I don't know what's going on over there. I went to Disney once. I don't intend to ever going back again. But it's crazy. But let's talk about something that probably makes a little sense. If you go to Disney or if you've been to Disney, then you probably know there's so much walking when you're there. Boy, every day people don't have anything to say about what goes on in Washington either. Good point. Yeah, that's all screwed up over there too, brother. You're right. And no matter what year it is, it always seems, no matter who's in regime, it always seems that there's something crazy going on in Washington. Boy, you're absolutely right. It is. But Disney, if you've been to Disney and you've walked and you went to the rides, the average person at Disney walks 15 to 30,000 steps a day. 15,000 to 30,000 steps a day, people who walk at Disney. Now, that's not only the people that go there. It's got to be the characters. It's got to be probably the people that work there. 15,000 to 30,000 steps a day. There should be no fat people working at Disney. There are the people that visit Disney, but that's a different story. Double T Tony Toto is watching. And I just seen this, and I copied this down about a week ago. I didn't mention it, but Tony Toto's dad, Grumo Apollo. God, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Grumoappula. They named a street after Tony Toto's dad in Italy, in his hometown. That's a very good accomplishment. Congratulations to the Toto family. Very good, Double T. You should be very proud of that. Your dad has a street named after him in Italy. Very, very cool. Disney ain't like it used to be. It's a freaking sick world. Instead of it's a small world after all. Right now, it's a freaking sad world, right? Absolutely. Disney is huge. Mark, what's up, my brother? Hope you're doing that. Walt Disney is turning on his grave. But you know what? Walt Disney could have started all this shit. You never know. He could have been one of those. Yeah, I don't want to disrespect Walt Disney. It's got to start somewhere. Just saying. Okay, Walmart, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is huge. I don't know how many people invest in Bitcoin, but now the Walmart stores, most of the Walmart stores now will have a Bitcoin ATM machines at every store. Bitcoin ATM machines at every Walmart. Some of them already got them. It's coming. It's happening. So you can buy your Bitcoins ATM at Walmart. I'm surprised Walmart does not have weed dispensers yet in Walmart. right? Or the gambling machines. I'm sure they might have one in Las Vegas or whatever, but that's next. Put the gambling in there. Put some weed in there too while you're going out and grocery shop. Why not? There's my good buddy Miles Green, great entertainer, musician, producer in the Chicagoland area. Great seeing you Saturday, Miles, at Johnny's Kitchen and Tap. Miles was the producer of my third CD, No Brown Shoes After 4 o'clock. And you can get all my Tony Ocean CDs. Just look it up on YouTube. Anyway, great seeing you, Miles. Yeah. Bitcoin. God bless. Okay, now we're going to talk about a quick subject before we do the weather. President Donald Trump has now a 56 approval rating, surpassing former President Ronald Reagan at the same point of the second term when Ronald Reagan was president. 56% approval rating for President Donald Trump. I think that's pretty good. And they're saying if he sticks onto this path, he could become, right now, the most popular president ever, they're saying, is Obama. They're saying if he keeps on this road, this trend, he can become the most popular president of all time. Good or bad, President Donald Trump. 56 approval rating, whether you approve or not. Last thing before we do the weather, folks, and speaking of President Donald Trump, if you're familiar with Huntley, Illinois, there was a store, a Trump store. Someone opened up in Huntley, a store, Trump store. T-shirts, posters, buttons, all about Trump in Huntley. Obviously, whenever they got the license to have the store, they gave them the okay. Now they're kicking them out. They're giving them such a hard time that the Trump store, in Huntley is ready to move from Huntley. I don't know where it's moving, but why should they have to move? Why do they should have to move? If they have a Trump store, cross the street, pass it, don't go. How many people see pot dispensaries? They have to walk past them if you don't like marijuana. Just pause. Why did the place have to close? I mean, there's a place called Transformations in Arlington Heights. It's a dress shop, but it's also the front for transgenders to buy their clothes there. If people don't like it in Arlington Heights, they don't tell them to close. The place has been there forever. Every place in America, it's the United States of America. You want to open up a store? Open up a store. Idea for a show topic. How about an hour of good content, nothing negative, shine light on whatever good is left? Boyd, send me some good stuff, buddy, and I'll be more than happy. You know me, I like to give you a little sample of everything. But that's a good point, Boyd. The problem is, this is you got to be able to come up. If I do try to come up with good stories. I mentioned things about the dogs, about the $25 million that the Chicago Cub guy did. We got to give a little bit of everything, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, because this world is so crazy. So the stories that you guys send me in, not many people send me the good stories. They always send me the stories that things are bad. So please send me something. I'll be more than happy to mention anything that you guys have to mention. We will mention. The good news is no one sells Biden things. Okay, see? So Joe Biden can open up his own store. Why not? Just if you don't like it, just cross the street. Robert, the General, Provenzano is in the house. All right, before we do the weather, folks, a couple of gigs coming up. July 10th will be at the Village Pub in North Riverside. On the 6th, 13th will be at Pronto's outside and the beautiful beer garden with Double T on the 13th. On the 17th will be Moretti's Edison Park concert right in the beer garden there on the 17th. The 19th, we're returning with the main event band to Bellagio in Roselle. The 21st will be in Lake Geneva, Lake Como, Wisconsin at the Getaway French Country Inn on Saturday, July 21st. That's me and Double T, Tony Toto. That's going to be 6 to 9, not 5 to 8, 6 to 9. And we're on the second platform. All right, folks, not on the bottom, on the second one. That's Saturday, the 21st of July. Me and Double T, the Getaway, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and beautiful French country in it. All right, folks, it's time for the JRC Ace Hardware Minute. It's the weather, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Brought to you by JRC Ace Hardware Stores. Today is Wednesday, July 2nd. It's 84 degrees right now, folks. It is sunny. It's beautiful out, 48% humidity, 7-mile-an-hour winds, and looks like there's no rain in the forecast today. And that's the minute brought to you by the JRC Ace Hardware Minute. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. All right, folks, let me tell you about my good friend coming up now. His name is Rich Mancini. He used to own a restaurant called Cafe Clemenza at that time, and probably still one of the best Italian restaurants ever at that time. When they first opened, it was a gold mine. Not many people knew about it. And then it expanded and got bigger and bigger. They even had to knock the wall down. And I've had so many great years there with Richie. And I used to play there every Friday and Saturday and met so many great people there. And then Richie moved on and did a lot of other restaurants in the Chicagoland area, of course. But now then for the last 10, 15 years, he's been cooking. He's a personal chef for celebrities, for people that need food, does the movie food for them all TV shows here in Chicago. And now he's coming up with a brand new dog food, Cane's Dog Food and Treats, all natural, fresh. And that's what we need. And it's important. So we're going to bring on Richie right now to Ocean's Pit. There he is, Richie Mancini. Richie, what's up, brother? Good, Pally. Thank you for being on the show. Where are you at right now, if you don't mind me asking? Looks like you're busy as always. Where are you at? I'm at my main
client's house in Cary.
In Cary, Illinois. Richie, you've been doing the restaurant business for so many years. Food. Why food? Was it big in your family? Did your mom cook? Did your father cook? Who was cooking when you were growing up?
We all lived, typical Italian family, born in Little Italy. We had a 5-4 flat, and everybody showed up at my great grandmother's house for dinner. So we always did our own eggplant, canned our own tomatoes, or jarred our own tomatoes. My dad made his own wine. My mom's an excellent cook. My aunt's an excellent cook. My sister's an outstanding cook. I mean, it just was our family.
Who was a better cook, mom or dad, or grandfather or grandmother?
Mom. Yeah. My grandmother didn't cook. My great grandmother cooked. Yeah. My aunt. My grandmother had no part of it. She was a princess. She was a.
And did you learn a lot of stuff from a lot of the recipes and stuff? Is it from your mom, Richie, and a lot of your own stuff too as well, really, right?
Maybe what I am today is my aunt Dolly, because she used to babysit me and she put me on the counter when I was a little kid, show me everything she did step by step. And instead of watching cartoons after school, I used to watch Julia Child. I was weird. I used to like that stuff,
No, you used to like that. And the question I was going to ask you, Richie, who's a better chef, men or women?
You're gonna give me in trouble. I'm gonna go with men.
No, you know what?
I'm gonna go with men just because this industry is very taxing. It's a very hard industry. A guy can get married, have a kid, and he don't have to worry about being at home when he has a restaurant or he's a chef. A woman being a chef and raising a kid is very difficult if that's what they want to do. So just because of the time they spend more in the kitchen than having to worry about the other stuff, I'm not taking anything away from women in any way, shape, or form. But as far as a chef, I think it's more taxing on men, so it's a better industry for men. But I'll tell you what, I worked for some great women chefs. When I first started off, I worked for Sarah Stinger at the Four Seasons. I worked with her at Spiaggia. She was phenomenal. So I mean, there's great ones out there, and there's good ones out there.
Most of them who's better chefs in your opinion, from the United States or for Europe?
You know what? Today I'm going to tell you United States. There's great European chefs, but they're very old school European chefs. Paul Bocuse, guys like that started cooking. But in this day and age, I think American chefs have it really over them. I really do. I think that they just do things the more modern way, and they do things that I want it today. Nobody eats that 5-course meal and with heavy cream sauce at every course. You just can't eat like that anymore. So, and Europeans still cook that way. They still cook it. I mean, they're excellent chefs. Still do. Like I said, tradition-wise, they're the best out there. Pretty old school stuff.
Now, Richie, is it different now since you're still dealing with people, but you're not dealing with people like you used to in a restaurant? Do you like it better this way, or do you like having the restaurant, seeing the people, and meeting them every day. Because you know
I
what,
mean, the biggest thing I miss about my the
you were
biggest
the
thing I miss
face.
about my cafe is the people. I mean, a lot of friends, a lot of regulars. You were there. There were regulars that knew everybody by
Yeah,
first name, and you missed it because it was more of a hangout
yeah,
than it was
yeah.
a restaurant. It was the same people
Right.
every week. Tony Marcia, Joe and Leslie, the O'Donnells, the Sargents. So they were the same people coming in every week, and it was great to see those people. Do I miss the headaches of coolers breaking down, people not showing up for work? No, not even a little, because now you're.
Uh, yeah. Well, there's a guy that used to come there all the time. Jordan. Jordan's in the house.
Hey,
Rich,
Jordan.
what's up, Jordan? It was great seeing you on Saturday too, buddy, with Jimmy Place. Um, so, Richie, if some people didn't know about Cafe Clemenza, why do you think made it stand out so much compared to a lot of other restaurants? Because at that time, there wasn't that many restaurants out there. There wasn't much competition around your area,
Actually,
right?
we opened that restaurant up to the tune of people telling us we'll never make it. You'll never last 6 months. You'll never last 6 months. We were in the middle of all Forest Preserve land. Those houses weren't there when we got there. We were in a strip mall. They had a gas station. But we opened up, and you know what that town needed? They needed a place to eat. They didn't have any. Everybody flocked to us. I mean, Hoffman Estates, Barrington, Schaumburg. We were getting people from Blue Island that would come down, And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not because I was a chef, because the first couple of months was taxing. So I had to make adjustments in food. I had to do stuff like that. I never was a chef before. I came out of culinary school. I was a bartender, and I took a shot with me and Vince. And we tweaked it, and then it was 11 years of just nonstop. Wall-to-wall people, I don't wait 7 days a week.
It was ball. I mean, I remember you couldn't get a reservation. It was always somebody's uncle you knew or someone like that to get in. And then I knew you tore the wall down. But then I know when Vince left and you did it, then you had to take a dual role. Not only were you the chef, but you only had to come out and say hello to people too as well. And that makes it a little different, a little harder too.
Well, yeah, because,
I'm sure.
it's taxing on me. I mean, I want to be in my kitchen because I have to lead my guys. But you can't ignore the people. That's who pays your bills. So you got to kind of, and there was some nights, man, it was tiring. It was taxing. You're working in a hot kitchen for 5 hours, then you got to come out and put a smile on your face. You stink, you're sweaty, you want to just go sit down, but you can't. But you know what? It turned out okay. I mean, for what I built over there, I was very proud of what I built for 11 years.
You do, absolutely. And Rich, another thing is, if you notice now, maybe you can tell me when the head chef is in the restaurant cooking that day or night, the food is one way, and then sometimes if the head chef is not cooking that day, the food might not be the same. Is that
You know what?
normal?
I would love to tell you yes, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's standards and recipes for everything, and cooks usually follow those things. I think it's just the appearance. A lot of it has to do with the appearance of he's here, we're good. And I get it. I totally get it. But 75% of the times in the kitchen, I wasn't doing every dish. I didn't cook every dish. I couldn't have cooked every dish. You know, So I mean, my
Yeah.
guys were cooking it, and my one guy still works with me, Pancho. He's been with me 30 years. He works with me in catering. So I mean, it's been like I said, the only thing I miss about that restaurant is the people. The people.
Well, now you're cooking for people's homes. You're in Cary right now. How does that work? You start the week off. You make their food. You
No,
put it in the
no, I
fridge.
cook everything in house.
It's all freshly done.
So
How does
what
that
I
work?
do is I send the menu out like in Cary, but for Chris and Chrissy, I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'll send them a menu Sunday night, or Chris will send me a menu. I'll get up Monday morning. I'll go shopping. I come to the house. I cook everything here. Everything's fresh. Tuesday, I'm downtown with Bob Cummings, and he's on Astor Street. Same thing. With him, I don't have to send him a menu. I just do whatever I want. I know what he likes, and then I leave a couple meals behind because I'm only here on Tuesdays and Fridays. So I leave him Wednesday, Thursday meals. And then with Lauren in Barrington, it's just a drop off on Sunday afternoons for 5 meals because she has four boys, and they're running all over the world: baseball, basketball. So they never, you get home at 7 o'clock. The last thing you want to do is cook. Kids are starving. So,
Right, exactly. And so your services are, people can hire you for this. Richie, you also did a lot of stuff for the TV shows and movies and stuff. When you're making that much food, if you did it, I think I forgot what a couple of shows that you did, but how much food do you have to make it for that many
they'll
people?
give you a number. Like when we were doing the movie sets, John Hughes' studios, it was always 250 extras
Yeah.
because we used to cook for the extras and the teams, the union guys. So we were called second meal. Second meal is they have an on-site caterer out of Hollywood, but they only do one meal. So whenever they would run late, we would get the job. It was called second meal, and we knew it was going to be at least 200 people. So you always prepare for a little bit more because they never give you the right count. They don't. They're guessing just like anybody else is.
And
But
they tell you
you
what
just,
they tell you what they wanted, Richie, or did you tell? They tell you what they
no,
wanted, or you made?
they're union guidelines. You have to have 2 proteins. You have to have a salad. You have to have a dessert. You have to have a vegetable. What the proteins are is up to you. What the salad is up to you. But you just have to follow those guidelines.
Guidelines. Okay, now you're going into this keen dog food. Now I know you've been so much into dogs, and we talked about this. If you want to buy a dog, folks, and you're not going to spend time with it and pretend and treat it like a family member, don't buy a dog. Buy a cat.
Don't buy
You've
them.
got
You should adopt them anyway, Stone. They should be adopted.
adopt them anyway.
All my boys are adopted.
And we talked about this now. Why? So you did? How'd you come up with? Let's do something for dogs.
Well, a friend of mine, sister was a vet, and I used to talk to her a lot. She was a really, really sweet lady. She sold her hospital, but she used to tell me, the fallacy is don't give dogs. You can't have grain for dogs. No, that's not true. You have to have so much grain. You got to have a little grain because if you don't get grains, that's what causes brain tumors. When the dogs are grain free, you can't be grain free. You got to have a little bit of grain. And I went through 100 foods. Most of them are freeze dried. Most of them, the nutrients are all cooked out. All you're getting is kibble that's horse meat. 95% of the dog food is horse meat. So, I picked on Blue Buffalo because they had grain. They also had all the stuff I was looking for. But you know what? I wanted to give my dog something more. Carrots are great for dogs. Zucchini's great for dogs. Peas, mushroom is big cancer deterrent in dogs. So I just fooling around at home. Being a caterer, I had a lot of trim, a lot of fillet trim, a lot of meat trim, a lot of fish trim. People don't realize it. Salmon skin, excellent for dogs. Crispy salmon skin, crispy chicken, excellent for dogs. Stay away from tuna, stay away from the high iodine fishes, but salmon, cod, whitefish, outstanding for dogs.
They're good for dogs.
Yeah, and from doing the catering, I always had stuff like laying around, so I would fry it up in the fridge. And I'm like, you know what? I'm silly. This is silly. Let me just make some food. So I went online. I started.
What about the treats though? Because there's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot. You go to if you get a dog for the first time and you walk into one of these, whether it's Walmart or wherever the hell you go, there's so many different dog foods and dog treats. This one has this one has that. So it's got to be very difficult when someone's buying a dog for the first time. But when someone wants to try new food, is that difficult sometimes for the dog if he's so used to having their certain food they like?
Yeah, that's why the food that I make is more of an additive to their food. I don't say give them straight my food. You got to have a little kibble because you got to have a little grain in there. My food doesn't have any grain in it because there's nothing in it with grain. So you mix them together and they love it. I mean, I make pureed pumpkin. Give them a spoonful of pumpkin twice a week for their digestive system, a spoon of olive oil once a week for their coats and their joints. The treats I make are all frozen. I do yogurt, bananas, blueberries, peanut butter, all the stuff that's good for them. There's certain fruits that aren't good for dogs that could be toxic. There's certain vegetables that can be toxic for dogs. So you got. I researched this for a while, and like I said, now I cook. The family I'm at today, I cook for their dog. The family I do downtown, I cook for their dogs. So. Because I told my Chris, who's the gentleman that I buy today, you're spending like $400, $500 a month in Farmer's Dog.
It's expensive. It's very expensive. Dave says, ask him about pedigree with salmon. My breeder says it's real good now. So are these companies now trying to make the dog food better than they were years ago?
Well, yeah, because of the simple fact that they got caught. They got caught, and now it's like everything else. It's just like stuff they give us, Tone. Just like the FDA. Yeah. When they get caught, all of a sudden it gets better. And he's right. Salmon's excellent for dogs. Salmon's one of the best things for dogs. And you could give it to them raw. You got to remember, they're still canines. They're still, they're animals. But I don't like to give them raw because their breath gets, funky. So salmon's excellent. Like I said, cod, any of the high oil fishes is really good. Pedigree has actually changed their brand to be quite a good brand. Hill's Science Diet, Blue Buffalo, you pay for them. I mean, 30-pound bag is $83. You ain't gonna get off cheap. There ain't no way.
No, right, exactly. And we were talking earlier, but when we first went on, like, what's the dog's longevity? How long? were you saying between smaller dogs
Yeah,
and bigger
smaller
dogs?
dogs have, they have a little bit less life expectancy. I mean, they usually 10, 11 years. The bigger dogs usually 11, 10 to 12. You know, my guys, this, pit bulls are supposed to have like a 10 to 11 year expectancy. Well, I got an 11-year-old home. I got a 9-year-old home. They're great. However, they also live like movie stars. They have their own recliners. They have their own bedroom. So, I mean, why do you want to die? It's the greatest life you got going, you know?
No. Yeah, exactly. And one thing you were talking about, Richie, which really made, and a lot of people might not know, and if they do, dog insurance. It's very
I can
important.
tell you this.
And what's the benefits of
2 years
that?
ago, I got my dogs insured. It was like, for all four of my dogs, it's $228 a month. My oldest guy tore his ACL was 6,200. It cost me 1,200. My middle guy just tore his ACL a year ago, cost me 1,000. Now he just tore a second ACL. So if I could do 3 ACL surgeries, that would be in the range of 18 to 20,000 for $3,000. Happiest guy in the world. I'm the happiest guy in the world. And for $228, you get like so many checkups with the vet. They give you a couple of wellness checkups. You get one dental examination included. So just that stuff alone could save you 300-400.
And at this day and age, and this time in this crazy world, everything adds up. And you're right. Any way you can save money, you can. Richie Mancini is with us, folks. If you're interested, I can give you Richie's phone number if you're interested in getting dog food or come and cook for your family and parties. He does a little bit of everything. Richie, so it's amazing now. I don't know how many people have dogs. Seems like everybody does have dogs, maybe one, two, or three. You have to stress this. It is like having a child. It really, really is. And a lot of people do not realize that. Well, the little kid goes, Daddy, Daddy, I want that dog. And then he doesn't take care of it. And then you end up sending it back again. And we
The
know
worst thing
that
that can happen to
story.
a dog is being returned. They lose their will. You pick them up, they're having a great time, and because you got them for Johnny, and Johnny doesn't want to play with him anymore because Johnny's too busy. It was a novelty. Well, you're going to take the dog back to the shelter. I have my opinion of those people, and I'm going to keep my opinion to myself. But like I said, I got all four of my
Yeah.
dogs out of shelters. Okay, and when they go home with you, it's like they found life. Like my middle guy, Groot, I got him at the CACC. He never was off a leash. He was a 3-time stray. I forgot about it, and I had him off the leash when I was walking to the car, and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to run. Never left my side to this day. Got in the car, slept on my lap the whole way home. I mean, it's if you're not going to treat my family, don't bother. Don't get them. Don't.
Yeah, right. And people don't realize they are very smart. They know exactly what you're saying. It's amazing how jealous they are if you're giving one more attention than the other. It is amazing. They're smart. They know exactly what you're saying. It's amazing. It's mind-boggling when you look at them and they give you that look sometimes, like,
Yeah.
right? It's just crazy and it's fun. Do you think that is it harder to raise a female dog or a male dog in your
As long
opinion?
as the dogs you have are the same, like all mine are male. My son has a female that when he stayed with me for a while, she caused problems. Not like in time, well, maybe a touch, I don't know, but they want to be the dominant. The female wants to be dominant over the males. And now I got 4 males, and there's no issues. There's no issues. But you can't.
Well, that happens also. Yeah, that also happens to us in general. The women always want to be
Of
more
course.
dominant than the regular men. So let alone forget the dogs, right? There you go. Yeah. So if guys, if you're interested, please contact me and I will get you Richie's cell phone number, private number. You can call him and find out because it's good stuff, man. Not only can he cook for the family and parties, but he can also take care of the dogs, which is important. Richie, in the restaurant business, one last question. I know you're busy. If a younger guy comes up to you right now and says, "Hey, Richie, what advice would you give him if he wanted to open up a restaurant?"
Go to school and become a lawyer. No, you know what? If you want to open a restaurant in this day and age, you got to have a concept. You got to have recipes. The biggest mistake people make when opening a restaurant is when you own a restaurant and you have to pay a chef. We're expensive. We're not cheap. We're expensive because we're 60 hours a week. Why am I going to open a restaurant if I can't cook? Why am I going to go pay some guy $125,000 a year? That could be my profit margin. So make sure you have all your ducks in a row. Don't just open a restaurant because you got the money to open a restaurant, because the fastest losing thing in the world is a restaurant. You can lose a lot of money.
But you also need, but you also have to have some
Yeah,
financial backing too.
OMP, other people's money, OPM, other people's money. You got to have that. You got to have guys that understand the industry. Because the biggest thing in the world is when a guy gives you $50,000, you tell him, "Listen, I need a couple thousand more." He goes, "What do you mean? I gave you 50?" Well, restaurants first year don't make a dime. 55% of all restaurants fail in the first year. So, you got to do cash calls because things break, things happen. You got to change some things. So you need those kind of investors. I've been fortunate. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've been very fortunate. Neither one of my restaurants that I opened were investors. I did it myself. Never lost any money in them. So it's a slippery slope. I mean, here Gibson's, for example. Gibson's. All the guys that own Gibson's don't have a dollar invested in it. It's other people's money.
It's other people's money.
So.
Yeah. It's a tough business, folks. It really is. Carol, do they all pee on the toilet seats too? There you go. All right. So I'm surprised, Rich. You probably have your dogs actually go piss on the toilet, right? Because the way you treat your dogs. They are very smart. Richie Mancini, thank you, Richie, for your time, brother. Give my best to your family. How's your kid doing? Are you still playing? I seen your kid a couple weeks ago.
He's done with hockey.
Is he done with hockey?
Now, and I mean, he's not playing anymore. I shouldn't say he's done with hockey. He's just coaching now, and he lives up in Wisconsin, so you've probably seen him up there because he lives right at the border by Twin Lakes, by Genoa. He's doing good. He's doing real good. He's Sam. Sam's always going to be Sam.
Yeah.
He's never going to change.
Yeah. Yeah, God bless, man. Well, give my best to your family, my friend Richie. Thank you so much. Richie Mancini, if you guys are interested in having him cook for your family, parties, or you want this dog treats and dog food, let me know and I'll get you Richie's number. Richie, you have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July, buddy.
Tell hello to everybody. All right.
Thank you. You got it, man. Richie Mancini, everybody. Like I said, one of the great chefs out of the city of Chicago and the suburbs. Has been doing it for so long. And I've known the guy very well. Taverna as an amazing cook, Mario. That's right. The best there. Greg knows what he's doing. Greg Entertainment. There you go. Another great place, Taverna on Division. Of course, we're going to be there July 26th outside. Greg and Jennifer, their family, do an incredible job. And that atmosphere there and that outside patio, voted the #1 outside patio in the suburbs of Chicago. Rosemary, my dear friend, I hope you're doing well. Miss seeing you. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. Anyway, so it's important to take care of those dogs, man. You got to take care of your dogs. They are family. You know how it is here with Zoe, Mia, and Bella over here. They are kids. And if you don't have them, if you don't want that type of, then don't get a dog. Get a parrot, get a fish, get a cat. Get a cat, because the cat, look, the cat, you might have a cat, you might never see him for a week because you need an appointment to see a cat. The dog, you got to give him unconditional love. Chris Baccaro, another great chef from Rosario's, watching right now, folks. We're there at the last Wednesday of the month, every last Wednesday of the month. So make sure you check out my buddy Chris at Rosario's and all the great restaurants that we perform at, folks. It's all buy local, shop local. That's what it's about. We got birthdays coming up now for July 2nd. Pat Morita. He was on Happy Days celebrating the birthday. Kathy Bates, 77 years old. Great Chicago actor John Cusack. Me and John got partied. I remember had a lot of parties with him in the city of Chicago. 59 years old, John, if you're listening. Colin Hay, great singer from Men at Work. Now he's been in the Ringo Starr Band for many, many years now. John Anderson from the band Yes turns 87 years old. Steve Buscemi, another great actor, 68 years old. Todd Rundgren, gotta love Todd, 77 years old. The great comic, the king of mean, Don Rickles. Captain Kangaroo. Now we're going back, kids. Bob Quiche, celebrating a birthday. Oh, my God. Al Malona, Big Al's from Al. Happy Days. Two guys from Happy Days there. Andy Scott from a great band from England, Sweet, celebrating 76. Mitch Vale, he was the Fred, the baker from Dunkin' Donuts commercials, celebrating a birthday. And Cody Rhodes from the WWF, from the Rhodes family, celebrating a birthday, folks. All right, now let's get back to one last sponsor, folks, our good friends for Becoming Your Own Bank. We're learning a little bit of everything today. How about our friends from Imperialux? Imperialux Wealth Agency. Imagine putting the money for work for you. It's never too late to take charge of your financial future today. That's right. Help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure your legacy. It's never too late to start. Wendy and Craig, they'll take charge of your financial future. Give them a call at 630-890-1213 or book them on Calendly for a free consultation and a free start building the retirement you deserve. With Imperialux, becoming your own bank. Buy local, shop local. Guys, don't forget, it's 4th of July tomorrow. Toxic Thursday. Carol Brandolino is in the house. Guys, Friday we will be off. There'll be no show on the 4th of July. Thursday, tomorrow, we will be at Zaza's in Lake Barrington. Friday, 9 o'clock in the morning, we'll be back in my own hometown of Elmwood Park for their special 4th of July Day parade. And then Friday night is a private event. Saturday is a private event. And then we're going to Oconomowoc camping. We're going to be coming live to you Monday from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Guys, that's it. All right, so let's get to our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. See our print ad for 25% off coupon on any regular priced item under $50. Or $12.50 off any regular price item over $50. Save up to $230 on Tangier wood pellet grills. Grill your Ace off. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Download the Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. And if you're looking for to moving U-Haul rentals at all the Norwich, Des Plaines, now Warrenville location. They have a large fleet of trucks, best prices in town. 3 easy ways to make reservations. Call the store, walk in, visit the U-Haul desk, or go to uhaul.com. Choose one of your Ace stores as your location and make a reservation. They're here for all your moving needs, personal business, small loads. They have you covered. Ace is the place. Grill your Ace off and get a special deal when you mention Grill Your Ace Off and Ocean's Pit. Ace Hardware, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, I want to thank you all for watching. Of course, thanks my good buddy Rich Mancini. If you're interested in a personal chef for a party, or if you're looking for someone to cook the food for your everyday because you guys are busy doing your stuff and you need a chef to do that for you, Richie's the man. And also he has his new cane dog food, natural chicken, fish, pork, beef. They have it all naturally. White rice, brown rice, put it all together, goes in with their kennel that you give the dogs. It's fantastic. Also has frozen dog treats. You just put in the fridge. All healthy stuff. That's what it's about, folks. Richie Mancini. Guys, we got to go. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. It's important. And most of all, it's important to be nice to people. It's a crazy world right now. We know that. Everybody's got different opinions. We're going to fight this for the rest of our lives. But be kind to everybody's opinion. And remember, if you're insulted over this show or any show you're watching or on the radio, change the channel. Don't watch the show. But remember one thing. Just because you insulted be with certain things doesn't mean your version is right. Doesn't mean you're right. Just because you're offended. Try to keep everybody together. Try to make peace. Call your friends. If you're having a dispute, pick up the phone. Talk to each other. After a couple fuck yous, everything's back to normal. Say you're sorry. There's nothing wrong with saying you're sorry if you did wrong. It's important. Talk it out. Make it work. Guys, back tomorrow with Toxic Thursday with Carol Brandolino. Guys, Ringo Starr says peace and love, and we need it more than ever. Nick Sahaj, the piano man. Take us out. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Hey.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
That's all, folks. See you tomorrow. Peace and love. Bye-bye.